What's good? It's Fevir. Today I want to check in a bit with how Black Desert is doing, and I've seen some talk in some places, mainly sparked by mmorpgdotcom, reporting on mmoculture.com, reporting on a recent DOM media conference that said that after the first month, Black Desert Online was averaging 120,000 daily active users and 100,000 concurrent users, with over 400,000 users buying the game in the first month. So speculation aside, because I actually remember hearing larger numbers than 400,000 when we were talking pre-orders for the game, let's look at that 100,000 concurrent users, because that's what has caused this almost panic talk about the game dying. It's dead, it's time to move on and find the next big thing, because 100,000 sounds kind of low for an MMORPG when the big guy in the room is doing millions and millions of users. But aside from the fact that 100,000 players actually isn't even that bad, this is 100,000 concurrent players, meaning at any given time there are roughly 100,000 people logged into the game, and guess what? No one plays 24 hours a day. So as people log out, people are logging in, and you can only guesstimate how many people that is. And the numbers seem kind of awkward because 120,000 daily users and 100,000 concurrent users almost makes it seem like 5 out of 6 people who log in for the day stay logged in for 24 hours a day, which just can't be true. So I'm going to imagine that there is some drop off in population that happened, and the 120,000 daily users is an average over the month. And even though the game incentivizes you to stay logged in, I have seen firsthand through friends or my guild that people do log out. There are very few people who are AFK fishing every single day. So while the game incentives to stay logged in are going to skew the numbers somewhat, I don't think it's all that big of a deal. And with 100,000 concurrent users, to put this into a little bit of perspective, this would make Black Desert Online the third most played game on Steam behind Dota and CSGO. And Black Desert has some horrific region locking, meaning that not everybody is going to be able to play the game, not everybody is able to. They've said that by year end they want to open that up to other regions. And even my own secret second love, EVE Online, even right now it's experiencing this resurgence of population, it's experiencing some growth, rarely ever reaches that 30-40,000 concurrent player base, and everyone in that game is playing multiple accounts. And EVE is actually the game that I would best compare to Black Desert, not because it's a sandbox, because honestly Black Desert is not a sandbox game, but because it's very niche, and the people that like Black Desert are going to love Black Desert the same way as EVE people are EVE people forever. These are the type of game experiences that actively ruin other games for people who enjoy them and make people stay around or consistently coming back. And even just looking at that ratio of 400,000 sold, and even if we don't even look at how impressive concurrent is and speculate on how many active users that is, even if you just look at the daily active users, the ratio of 400,000 units sold and 120,000 daily active users, that is a ridiculous game retention spread, and we know that that's talking on the low end. And going back to EVE, with less than half of the concurrent users, there's new free content and expansions all the time. There are conventions, there's updates, it has a great community. It never feels empty or dead. It's just a great long-standing game of high quality, regardless of if you agree with some of the design decisions or direction the title has gone. And Black Desert is, granted, the new hotness, but it's at least surpassing that threshold. And you know what, come on, you know what, let's be honest. It seems like every other person I talk to is waiting for the Blair to be released, so obviously the population numbers are going to skyrocket when that's released. But more seriously, with the content patches ahead that we know of, with the really great patch response to public outcry, to even the multiple holiday events in the single month, to the goodwill that they are garnering through the quality of the game from online, I hate to use the word influencers, like the YouTubers and the streamers, without even having to pay them money, I can only see this title growing, maybe slowly, but growing nonetheless. Dom also said in the report that they had their eyes set on 1 million players by year end, and I think that they can go the distance. And on an aside, if you're playing on the NA Eden server and you're looking for a guild or looking to get into the game and need a guild, Toes is recruiting, and that's my guild. We're a pretty rad group of kind of helpful people. It's kind of disgusting how cool the people that have joined this guild have been, so you have a home, kind of, until we hit the cap of 100 players. So anyway, until next time, this is Fevir. Peace.